Hey y'all, it's Leanna with Lipstick Livelihood. Great to be here today for episode 7 with a very special guest, Dr. Laquanta Nelson, the Boss Educator. I am super excited. I have been talking to her for several months, like trying to get her on to Lipstick Livelihood because y'all, she is that girl. And you know, I love to give people their flowers while I can. And we had a chance to meet well over a year ago.
Yes.
And I've had a chance to hear you speak and attend some of your events.
Yes.
And the first time I heard you speak was at a Jack and Jill event. You're a part of Jack and Jill.
Yes.
And y'all, I was blown away because everybody cannot command a stage with the confidence. And we had a lot of like breaks, and you just kind of carried it. You entertained us. You were phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yes.
I
And
appreciate
so
that.
I think I told you then, girl, you need your own talk show.
You did.
So,
I remember
and
that
I still mean that, but I know that you are doing other things.
Yeah.
So before we get started and get into that, I would love to hear, you're on Lipstick and Livelihood today.
Yes.
So what lippy are you wearing today,
So
Dr. Nelson?
I love bright, bold colors, any shades of red and pink. So like light to dark, but bold at the same time. Today I am an avid supporter of other small business owners.
Okay, I love that.
And so this brand, Forever So Beautiful Cosmetics, is a small Black woman-owned cosmetic company.
Okay.
And the name of the hue is actually Hallelujah Hue.
Oh, I love that. Hallelujah.
Yeah, so it's a liquid that turns matte. I'm a matte girl.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah. So
I do both, a little matte, a little lip, you know, a little shine, just depends on what I'm feeling
Depends
like.
on the day.
But that color is really pretty.
Well,
and the earrings are bomb, girl.
oh, yeah, another small business owner.
Yes.
Nadia?
Yes. Nikki Tadia.
Nikki Tadia, look at me saying her
Nikki
name wrong.
Tadia,
But yeah,
yes.
so these are some very custom ones that she had brought in, and I was like, I gotta have them.
Absolutely beautiful. So,
Thank
of
you.
course, here on Lipstick and Livelihood, it's all about faith, fashion, and business. So you brought the fashion today, as usual. Love the lippy. And I'm going to mention that I'm wearing Mary Kay Visionary Pink, and that is what I have on today. It's just like putting it on like a crayon, and I bought this from the beautiful Winnie Bell, who's a Mary Kay consultant, and so I wanted to give her a shout out today. So, Laquanta,
Yes.
let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So, the Boss Educator, you were an educator. You have been an educator for over 20 years.
Yes, I think this is year 22.
So I would love to hear what brought you to education, and why did you pivot into leaving education, and what is the Boss Educator all about? So you can kind of start with your education background.
Yeah, so I will say first, before I even get into how I got into education, I'm still definitely in education,
Yes.
right? My classroom has just shifted. So instead of just being in one classroom teaching 6th grade math, or one school leading as a principal, or one district, the world is my classroom.
I love
right?
that.
So once a teacher, always a teacher.
Yes, yes.
So I'm just so privileged to continue on my journey of education. But I think I realized 2nd grade that I was going to be a teacher. My 2nd grade teacher, Miss Nancy Jones, the way that she moved and taught and loved and inspired us, I knew that, I wanted to do that. Now, normal story that you hear from people, I ran from. And I was like, because even in high school, people would say, you're too smart to be a teacher. You should go to law school. You should go to med school. You should all
be
these
a
other
doctor,
paths,
a
right?
lawyer.
All those things, right?
Yeah.
They were higher earning, right? But I ran a little bit. Okay, so I started off as in math, doing biostatistics actually.
Okay, so you
so
had
I'm
to be
still
smart.
a math girl. Yeah.
Because can't nobody do
But
no math over
listen,
here
it
like that.
only took that first summer at Morehouse School of Medicine. I did an internship senior year, going into my senior year at Tougaloo College.
Okay.
Biostatistics, and it was great because we know the work that we were doing was impacting the communities that looked like ours. We were doing research in heart and all that, so it was great stuff. But I was in a cubicle crunching numbers. And I was like, this is not what the Lord wants for me, and I don't want this for my life, right? And so that led me to shifting back. And so I started my career in education as a 6th grade math teacher.
Oh, I love
And
it.
people ask me, like, what's been your best job? 6th grade math teacher. So I still absolutely love that. But I've transitioned from being a teacher. Sometimes people see things in you that you don't see in yourself. So I never imagined myself being an administrator. Didn't have a desire.
Okay.
I did go to school to get the degree because I wanted to, at retirement age, train new teachers. Still it didn't want in my head to do, being an assistant principal. But it would have it that my leaders found out that I had that degree, and they were like, oh no. They had already appointed me to be, team lead, and I was running a lot of stuff, but they were like, no, we need you on board. And so that has been the journey, right? From that to AP to principal to even leading at the district level. What shifted me from being in a school system to where I am now, again, never would have imagined it, but I was just getting calls. Can you come speak? Can you come train? We saw that you did this. We saw you help this school, and so I had a lady one time say, I need you to come, but I need to know your price.
So that was the first time you were offered to be paid?
First time I was offered, and I never thought about it because as educators, like, we share.
Right, that's
We
true.
steal each other's ideas and we share, right? That's what it is, just share. So I just had never imagined, like, I was even supporting state level work, but it was all volunteer because that's what you do as an educator, right? You're in it for the purpose, not for the profit. But it was a few times that people were like, no, we pay people good money to do what you are doing for free. Don't let us honor your gift. And so after a few times, I said, okay, let's try this. At the same time, my sister was battling breast cancer. She was getting to a place where my mother was kind of year-round, almost caretaker, and it was just a time that I felt like I needed some flexibility to be with family, handle a lot of things. So I stepped out initially just to do that for a year.
Okay.
And
to help with your family and your sister.
We're now on year 3.
Congratulations.
It's been
entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship.
So we're going to circle back about your family in a little bit.
Sure.
So tell us, what is the Boss Educator? Or who is she?
She is a servant leader. She is someone who cares deeply about other human beings. I'm someone who believes that it's really difficult to get optimum performance if you don't have peak care. You're like, if people don't know you care, like, why am I even asking you to show up and do A, B, C, D, F, G? So with kids, with adults, with clients, like, people need to know you care. And so at the core of Boss, it's this place where, so I have background in psychology, right? Psychology, education, math, leadership, they all meet at this intersection of Boss Educator. And what it truly is about helping people understand that regardless of your position, we've all got a purpose that's bigger than what we've ever imagined, right? It does not matter what your title is. The question is, are you using your talent for greatest good?
Right.
And so Boss Educator is all about that. And so we're so fortunate to be in schools and in corporations, but we're this beautiful intersection of personal development and professional development, because it goes back to that core of who you are as an individual has an impact on how you operate in your profession. Are you caring?
Right.
Are you loving? Are you kind? You've got to know that I can't wake up negative Nicole. Nicole is my real middle name. I cannot wake up negative Nicole and walk into a school building and automatically when I turn the key, I'll become this positive principal.
Yeah.
No. If I'm negative and nasty in my being before I get there, that is how I am going to lead.
Right.
You
That's
know,
true.
and so
I could think of several people that I've experienced that are like that. So they need to hire you.
Yeah.
So she's available, for coaching, consulting, coaching, consulting, strategic development, personal development, all the things.
Yeah.
And if you just need a powerful speaker for your event, definitely, we're going to have her information on screen about that. And then I know you mentioned, Laquanta, about your family, and I know you shared with me previously that you come from a family of musicians, and you've been playing the piano since you were 8.
Yeah, I started learning.
In the church?
Yes, I started learning the piano at the age of 5, my great aunt Helen. So, I grew up in a single parent home. I didn't go to traditional daycare or even Head Start.
Okay,
I stayed with
that's
my great
a blessing.
I stayed with my great aunts, and so people ask me all the time my whole life. They're like, "You move like an old lady. And I'm like, you know what, the older I get, I'm like, probably so, because my first couple of years, that was who I was with, you know. But she started teaching me at the age of 5. But by the time I was 8, I was a full-blown church musician on the piano stool. I remember my feet couldn't really even touch the pedals. Oh, good. But anyway, yeah, so I've been on the piano ever since. I am blessed to come from a family of musicians who are in ministry. And so it's been a big part of who I am as well. Music, I see the world through music and food. I love to eat.
I can't tell, girl, because you're so fit.
Listen, okay, that's a whole different podcast.
But I know you work out a lot too, so we're done.
I work out now to eat, because
Okay.
that's how I want to. I can eat what I want to eat, like, you know, hormones and all the things. No, honey, I work out just because I want to eat cake.
Okay. I need to get like you.
But yeah, so music is a big part of who I am. I see the world through music, through tones, through tunes, through lyrics. Is definitely how I see the world. So yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier your sister had breast cancer, and I know that was a very challenging time, and she passed away in 2014.
She did, October 31st, 2024.
And so y'all were 8 years apart.
8 years apart. It's so funny, because growing up, my mom used to say, and I would say, and she would say, like, people didn't realize we were sisters. So my sister was 8 years older. My brother's 8 years younger.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
it was
a
just
big
this wide,
age gap.
I mean, wide gap. So it was always interesting. She thought she was my second mom from the day I was born until the day she passed, for sure. But, you know, as time progressed, that age gap, we were at different stages in life for a very long time. But as I hit past 25, probably.
Y'all got closer?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, she became my best friend. She
I
was
love
my
that.
accountability partner and my cheerleader at the same time, for sure.
You know, I have 2 daughters that are 8 years apart, and so
Really?
that inspires me because they haven't been as close as I would like growing up.
Yeah.
And the oldest is just now 25, and the
Yeah.
youngest is 17.
Yeah.
But I'm really hoping that
Yes.
as I can see they're getting closer now,
Yes,
but
yes.
I'm hoping that they continue to grow
Absolutely.
with that big age
The
gap.
older we got, the more connected we became. You know, life is a wonderful teacher. You know, and so she had lived a beautiful, full life and had been through trials and triumphs, and you know, she was able to cheer me on and help me get through a lot of things in life that, you know, I didn't have to worry, because my big sister was there. You know, so yeah.
So how did that affect you with her passing and not being there just as you were really burgeoning in your new role as the Boss Educator?
So there's not a time that I'm moving and I can't hear her be like, girl, go do that thing. You know what to do. Like, those are words that she would always say. And so I think we forget that grief and joy can exist at the same time, right? For me, her passing, I mean, it's a deep, deep grief, a deep pain. But I remind myself that, again, grief and joy can exist at the same time. I will say that the pain from losing her, I think, truly has propelled me forward into the work that I'm doing. I always prayed about what I was doing before I would step into space, but I think my prayer is even more clear now that, God, give me the words to say, give me the actions to take, so that whoever is in this space is better from our experience, because life is short.
It is.
Life is short. And BOSS stands for being bold, optimistic, spontaneous, and substantial. So that as that substantial piece speaks to who's better off because you passed their way. Right?
I love
And
that.
so my sister was a social worker. She was one of those avid social workers that, as an educator, we were like, oh, here she comes again. You know, because she was going to advocate for her kids.
Right.
She was that type of a social worker. And we knew that she had great impact, but it was at her funeral and after she passed that so many stories that we had no clue about. You know, people coming to talk about the impact and that substantial piece. And so there's never a time that I'm doing the work, whether I'm in a client's, you know, school or an organization, or I'm virtual or whatever, that I'm not thinking about, am I making a substantial difference with the people that are in front of me? And so I never take it for granted. I never take it, you know, lightly, the work that I do, because people, like, you've got that kind of power to help people along their way.
Absolutely.
And so her life did that, and it has been a guiding light for me, you know, to double down in my purpose.
Because you already had all of that. You had the gifts, you had the purpose. As you were in education, you were helping people. But it sounds to me like the experience of losing your sister, while painful, while it changed you and inspired you even further by her life.
Yeah.
And knowing that she's there watching over you.
Yeah, I think about
and
scars.
still cheering you on.
I think about scars when I think about grief. You know, you think scars are just reminders of hurt, but they also can be reminders of happy. You know, they absolutely. So, like, literally on my body, I kid you not, one of the last couple of months, we were having to make her eat. You was like, girl, you finna eat this food.
Yeah.
And so I remember one day we were cooking, and I was like, anyway, I was cooking at her house, and her stove. Everybody's stove is different. Girl, I burned my hands so bad. So it took probably 3 weeks for the burn to stop hurting, but it left a mark. And I'm reminded every time I look down at that mark of our conversation around. She's like, girl, you're so clumsy. You've been clumsy your whole life. So, even with that, like, scars don't have to just be a reminder of hurt. Like, they can be. And like with my brother, my brother and I, our relationship, we've always been closer.
It was just 3 of y'all.
It's just 3 of us.
Okay.
He's a musician too. My sister played a little bit of piano, not as much as me and my brother. We were on the piano every Sunday. And so even with that, there was a different dynamic. But about maybe 6 or 7 months ago, I had been off of the loop of going to the gym. And I was telling him the Stairmaster always kills me. Like when I first started going back, like literally at the 3-minute mark, I'm like, I'm about to die. I gotta get off this thing. I'm about to die.
Yeah.
And so one day he was like, girl, I bet you can't hit a certain amount of time. I was determined that day I was going to show little brother. I'm on the Stairmaster, kid you not, recording myself, showing him, brother.
Look at me.
Girl, I fell.
Oh, my God. At the gym.
At the gym. I hopped up real fast. I felt like, this hurt, but I didn't think it was bad. Girl, I got home. This right here scarred up so bad. I mean, it was bleeding forever, but it was bad. But again, this scar is not just a reminder of the hurt that day. Like, it's a reminder of happy.
Right.
And so I'm just so grateful.
A joyful moment.
Joy. That
Trying to show your brother, like,
grief
look what
and joy
I can do.
can't exist at the same time. And so I'm just so grateful. I'm just godly grateful, that I lived a full life with my sister and that we had some of the best times of our lives together, And so I'm better for her existence. And because of that, others are better because I get to share pieces of her. It was one time that my major keynotes, I would wear pink suits. And one day before she died, she was like, have you ever told, and I wore them to honor her, right? She said, have you ever told people why you wear pink suits? And I was like, no, not really. She was like, well, you really should. She was that type of sister. Like, she talked so much. She was a talker. Well, you really should. And so I told her, okay. Finally, one day, I got the nerve after she passed to do it. And
I think I was there. If it was when you were speaking,
it may have been,
at Brunch 30.
It may have been. I finally got the nerve
ago.
to share. And just in that moment, I felt her just smiling, right? Because it was just, it was our thing. I think that was another piece of having your thing with your siblings or your friends or your family or whoever that are very special to you that you get to just carry on with you.
Absolutely. So what is next for the Boss Educator? It's only been about 2 years since she passed. It's only been a couple of years since you launched, left and pivoted from education into this new entrepreneurship journey.
Yes.
And so what's next? Or what are your, what are your future plans?
That's funny. So around my neck, I wear 2911. It's Jeremiah 29 and 11. I lost it one time, and my sister bought me the second one.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
So when you say plans, I laugh because had you asked me 5 years ago would I be doing what I'm doing now? Absolutely not. Are you crazy? Growing up in poverty, like, no, have a stable job with a retirement. There is no way I ever
benefit.
I got all. So I have learned a powerful word in my life is yield. I believe that my steps are ordered. I don't always know.
Right.
I'm grateful for the vision that God imparts and gives me, but I know that His plan is better than mine, and so yielding is a big thing. in my life. I would like to continue to spread this love and light and incitement. You know, some people say, oh, you do a lot of no. I bring research. We bring research. It's the intersection of research, reality, and real life lived experiences to help people get better. Because sometimes, you know, in training, people will come with all the statistics, and it's like, you hear like the blah, wah, wah, wah. It's like, this doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Or sometimes people are just there to make you feel good. And it's like, I feel good, but when they're gone, like, I have no strategy left.
Right, that's
I'm
true.
just so grateful that we have strategy and feel good, you know, to help you get pumped up, but then you got real strategies to forge ahead. So we just look forward to the more doors opening with that. I got an invitation to go speak in New Zealand, so we're getting ready to fly over to New Zealand.
That's
to
amazing.
speak to. It'll be about 5,000 principals from that side of the world, and I'm just a country girl from Crystal Springs.
That is exciting.
Do you hear me? I'm just a little country girl from Crystal Springs.
Who is still that girl?
Oh yeah, still that girl now. Don't forget that. But I come from such small, and I'm so grateful that God is a big God. You know, and he's a big God, and his plans, again, 2911. His plans are bigger than we ever could imagine, and so I'm grateful for that. But I look forward to, I've steered clear. I do a lot of work that is truly around, it's nonprofit work is what I do, because I just fund it. I've steered clear from all the paperwork and stuff, but it's probably time for me to shift into some of that. For example, we have Camp Confidence coming up, right?
Okay.
So it's a camp just for girls. My boss girls is what I call them, ages 10 to 18. We bring them into a real camp setting where we're teaching conflict resolution, effective communication, leadership development, career and college exploration. Like, we're doing heavy lifting.
Is that going to be this summer?
Yes, this summer coming up.
Please send me the details.
I will.
Yes.
And so we do that, and that's something, this is going to be our 6th one.
Okay.
The girls come free of charge. Dr. Laquanta Nelson and a few friends fund it. Like, it's that type of heavy lifting that it's probably time for me to shift into some, because we're doing the work that the community needs.
Absolutely. So you don't have an official nonprofit?
I do not.
But it sounds like it's time for you to think that.
My sister would be very proud. That was one of the things that she was pushing me to do, and I'm like, girl, I don't have time to do
Even if it's just for your camp.
Yes.
That
I hadn't thought about that. Thank you for that. I hadn't thought about even just for that, because it's really powerful what we do. We really are intentional.
It sounds
Again,
like
we're going to give you some research, some real life, and some real tools to walk out of here to be better with.
And where does that take place?
So this is so I'm from the central area. So this is going to be
of Mississippi.
Camp, yes, of Mississippi. This is going to be at Camp Wesley Pines. Like, we get on the ropes course, rock climbing.
Do they have Girl Scouts up there?
Probably so.
Because I feel like I went there when I was a kid.
Maybe so.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, so we do all those things with the girl, and they're out of a lot of them, their normal element. We had, last time we were there, we had girls from about 7 different schools. Across 3 different counties, you know, so a lot of them, they're not used to being in the woods. It's just a great time of bonding for the girls too, and for them to see themselves as bigger, you know. And one of the things that we really lean into in Boss, and the Boss framework that we use, is about being fiercely authentic. And you know, middle school age is tough. Like, you're trying to figure out, do I want to fit in here? Do I want to fit in there? And really helping them to see. Even as adults.
I was going to say it, and women struggle with
that.
Women struggle with that.
We can be
Middle
honest,
school, high school, adult women.
We don't talk about it, but adult cliques and adult bullying is a real thing.
It is.
Okay? It is. But just training them really early on that you're one of one, and what a beautiful thing. The rarest things in the world, the fewer there are of a thing, the more value it has assigned to it.
Absolutely.
You are one of one, and the more we help them understand that, the earlier, the better, you know. And so we've got girls now that have been going through camps that are now first year college, second year college, and to hear their stories, like, they send me text messages and emails, and you know, we've mentored them along the way, and it's just been a beautiful process to see. And so we're committed to continuing that. You know, the world is crazy right now, and if we look at our kids and we aren't careful, we will blame and, oh my God, woe is them, they're crazy. But we've got to activate the village. We've got to be the solution. And so Camp Confidence.
I love that.
Yeah, Camp Confidence to where we build boss girls.
I love it. So the Boss Educator is continuing on her mission of serving others, in 2026 and beyond, and look out for other things that she's doing. Follow her on all the social media platforms that should be posted right here on the screen. And we look forward to also getting ready to get more information on the Camp Confidence with girls that are in middle school and high school. So thank you so much for being here with me today.
You're so welcome. It's been a pleasure.
And I know we're going to keep in touch. We'll see each other around.
Yes.
And I look forward to seeing you on a stage again soon. Or maybe I'll be sitting in one of your other events that you have.
Yes, you know, you have been amazing to connect with, and I appreciate even our budding friendship that we have.
Yes,
So
absolutely. Well, see y'all later.